Yeah, good evening, everybody. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Idris.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Hope you can hear me, everybody. Are you there?
Yeah, Mr. Idris, we can hear you.
All right, all right. Sorry for the little delay. Uh, this meeting is scheduled for 8:30 to 9:30 actually, but due to little technical problem, we are just coming in now. We don't want to waste much of our time here. I'm going to start directly with the introduction of myself and introduce our resource person in the house. And at the same time, we're going to quickly tell ourselves the purpose of this particular orientation program. All right. Uh, this program is organized by Infolab Technology Service Limited, an IT-based company, a startup, and we believe with our year of experience and expertise, we should be able to deliver. We have in the house some of our resource persons that will be putting us through this orientation program. Actually, this orientation program is coming up at the right time when learning virtually is very, very important. And we want every one of us in this program, on this orientation program, to show seriousness. IT nowadays has a lot of niche that a lot of people are now trooping into IT. What does it take to become proficient in IT? This we shall examine tonight. Actually, we are starting a program and we've decided to make this program open to all. Regardless of your level of IT, your background, even if you have a zero background in IT, I want to assure you that this program will really benefit you a lot. We are starting a 30 days program on Python, which a lot of people have signified to be part of this program. But how do we navigate? How do we sustain this program? Despite the fact that we all knew that learning online is not as so easy as people think. My experience over the year regarding online learning shows that it comes with a lot of sacrifice, determination before you can be successful in learning virtually. But for this program, we are starting with Python program. Why are we starting with Python? Today, the easiest and the simplest of all the programming language is Python because of the simplicity. And you do not need any background to cope in this our 30 days module in learning Python. But I'm quickly going to tell you what are those things that you needed to survive in this program. And as I will be posting to the platform, those rules and regulations, guiding principle that will make you to succeed in learning virtually. Either it's a video recording or it's live class, whichever one. There are some guiding principles that will make you to succeed. I have been learning online, having my certifications for the period of for over 12 years now. And I can boldly tell you that it is not as easy as people think. Of course, I equally learned offline for more than 10 years in the university in the Polytechnic. But I realized that comparing the two together, the traditional knowledge, traditional learning of offline and learning online, they are not the same. Online learning requires a lot. You have to put in a lot because nobody is there to monitor you. You have to police yourself. You have to focus. You have to plan your program and plan your time. These are what you have to do before you can be successful in learning online. So on that basis, we have in our house, in our midst today, some of our IT guru who are really doing well in IT. We have among us that they will put us through on how to learn and benefit from the IT these days. One of such person is no other person other than engineer Kelani Muiz, who is an artificial intelligence expert from Canada. I think he's in the house. Mr. Muiz, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah. So we will soon call you shortly now. I also have engineer Onowale. He's a cloud security expert from United States of America. Engineer Onowale, are you there?
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming. You're also expecting one of my mentors that I've learned so much from him, all the way from India, Dr. Suni Upafurafu from Logic Institute, Indian, will be joining us very soon. I've benefited so much from this man in my journey of learning cloud computing. Both my cloud practitioner and my associates in cloud, this man has been very, very wonderful. He will be joining us very soon to give us his word of advice and encouragement on how to navigate and succeed in IT. Without wasting much of our time, Engineer Kelani Muiz will be talking to us, and we would like every one of us to listen carefully to Mr. Muiz Kelani. Mr. Muiz Kelani will be talking to us once again, and we want every one of us to listen carefully so we can benefit from his words of experience. And after that, I'll be calling on Engineer Onowale as well to speak on this platform on what it takes to have our successful journey in IT. So without wasting much of our time, I'm going to call on Engineer Muiz Kelani all the way from Canada to give us his words of encouragement. And this has to do is why learning Python. Why learning Python? So Engineer Muiz, if you are there, you can commence. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much for that amazing introduction. I appreciate. Good evening, everyone. My name is Abdulmuiz Kelani, and it's an honor to be speaking to you all this evening. Before I proceed, can everyone hear me clearly? Can somebody just signify everybody can hear me clearly?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you, Precious. I appreciate it. Once again, my name is Abdulmuiz Kelani, and I am an artificial intelligence and machine learning engineer. And this evening, I'll be speaking to you on the importance of learning Python, or as the host put it, why learning Python. Now, before I proceed, first of all, I wouldn't want this to look like, a marketing campaign or something like that. I will try to use my own personal experience on, how Python has benefited me in the trajectory of my career. I started out as a software engineer in 2018, primarily developing softwares, web applications, and mobile applications with the use of Python. And I did that for about a year. And after that, I decided to learn design because I'm more of like, I see myself as a creative individual. And one thing about me is when I decide to learn something, I go for it. So I decided to go for product design also. And I did that in a boot camp just like this for about 3 months or 4 months. Then I decided to move to Canada. And that's where my journey actually started from. Now, when I decided to come to Canada, I decided to do a master's in artificial intelligence. And I remember when I was doing my interview, the first thing my supervisor asked me was, how strong is your command in Python? And he gave me an interview of about 5 to 10 minutes, basically asking me about Python. And that was how I got my admission. Upon my arrival in Canada, the first job I did was I worked as a product designer. Even though I worked as a product designer, I remember my interview with the head of engineering. The man asked me, can you program? I said, yes. And then the first thing he asked me was, how strong is your command in Python? Again, the interview shifted from a little bit from design to programming, and that got me my job. When I left that company, I worked as a teaching assistant in the university where I'm pursuing my master's degree. And the first question they asked me again was, how strong is the command in Python? Now imagine me, a black man from Nigeria, teaching Oyinbo people for about 2 years, all because of my strong command in Python. Each time I entered the class, I'd see about 300 students, sometimes 100 students, everybody seated, barely maybe just 1 or 2 black people there, just because of my strong command in Python. And I'm right there in front of them every week for about 2 hours, teaching them as a result of my strong command in Python. After that, I decided to, get some knowledge in cybersecurity. I was interested in security a little bit. If you remember, I said when I'm interested in something, I just go for it, right? And I took some courses in cybersecurity. When I was about to take those courses, the first question I was asked again was, how strong is the command in Python? Any problem? All right. Now, from cybersecurity, I moved a little bit to data science, and then I landed in AI / machine learning. If you are following me, I've mentioned about 5 career paths in tech, from software development, web development, cybersecurity, data science to AI. Everything have one thing in common, basically Python. There are several other programming languages, but if you look at these 5 career paths that I've mentioned, these are parts that the remuneration are a bit huge. I mean, if you go online now and check the basic entry-level salary of, let's say, a data scientist or cybersecurity, you probably see between $70,000 to $80,000 a year, right? And that gives you about, let's say, $6,000 per month, which is roughly about 4 million naira in naira. Now imagine working remotely, sitting in your house, and you're earning 4 million naira a month. If you use the words of a famous skit maker, Ogasa Benus, he will say, shut down. You're enjoying your bowling, right? Now, 4 million naira a month will do a lot in several people's life, even me that I'm talking, you understand? But at the end of the day, the whole point is this: if you look at what I've said about my career, from working as a software developer to teaching to cybersecurity, and currently right now I'm working as an artificial intelligence engineer with a little bit of cybersecurity between AI and security. And the reason why I can do that actually is because of my strong command in Python. So Python provides you with the ability to go into several areas of tech easily, and you can switch from one part to another part, one part to another part, which is something that I have done personally. So I would say what you're doing right now is an amazing personal investment to yourself, and it's put you at a situation to take what you want from life, not what life gives to you. With that being said, I'll pass it on to the host. Thank you very much for listening.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Abdulmuiz Kelani, all the way from Canada. Thank you very much. And I believe everybody have listened to Mr. Muiz Kelani and how important this learning. And we appreciate that he has given us the background. And I want everybody on the platform to see reason where you are starting with Python. And someone has given us the assurance that as long as you are very strong in Python, it opens door to many other areas in IT, such as software development, software engineering, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, machine learning. So, with that, please, you can unmute yourself, Mr. Cousin. You can unmute yourself, Mr. Cousin. Hello, Mr. Cousin. Let me unmute this person. Hello, Mr. Cousin. You can unmute yourself. Let me unmute Mr. Cousin. You can unmute yourself, please. Mr. Cousin, you can unmute yourself. All right.
Mute yourself, not unmute.
Mute, sorry. You can mute yourself. Thank you very much. Thank you for the observation. Thank you very much. Now, what I'm saying, the essence is that from this little amazing talk from Mr. Muiz, it means if you have a very strong hand in Python, you can go a long way. And the essence of coming from this area, the essence of organizing this particular orientation is to let us know that we are starting right by giving us what it takes to have a very strong hand in Python. I want to assure us that if you can keep to this program for the next 30 modules, at least it will take you to an intermediate level in Python program. So with that, and we have seen the advantages mentioned by Mr. Muiz Kelani. Thank you very much, Mr. Muiz, for this amazing talk. We really appreciate it. We move on to the second speaker, and that is Mr. Eniola Onowale, all the way from the United States of America. Is a cloud security. He shall be talking to us on the niche in IT. So you are welcome, Mr. Onowale Eniola, to give us your speech. Thank you very much.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, it's afternoon here, and I know some people are in the evening in Nigeria. Can everybody hear me, please? Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. So, again, thank you very much for your understanding and for being here today. It is my pleasure to address you on the topics, the niche in the IT industry. In the rapidly evolving field, and finding and knowing that niche can be a game changer for individuals and business alike, most especially those of us that come from African countries. We want to compete in an environment where we know that it will be easier for us to dive more into what is required. And I'll be talking to you in the next 10, 15 minutes so that we can quickly go into what the agenda for today. And I would like you to write some things down so that you can look at those niche, then you can look at which one do you actually want to venture into, because you don't want to do this. You want to be doing it and want to be taking action. So like you have rightly heard about Mr. Abdul Moiz, the way he structured his learning journey before he arrived at where he is right now. So you have to structure yours as well to know that, okay, this is where I'm going. You cannot be dumping into different areas because you want to make sure that you have a certain niche. And niche will enable you to kill it, to be able to have a focus. Let's begin by understanding what a niche is in simple terms. A niche refers to a specialized segment or area within a larger industry. It's about finding a specific focus or expertise that sets you apart from broader market, because IT industry is a very broader market. And I will implore us, most of us in Nigeria, the industry is coming up in Nigeria, and we have a lot of industries springing up, technologies springing up in Nigeria. So it's going to be very, very useful for us to know what you are doing and to know this. In fact, you are in the right place. You are in the right place. And once you are in the right place, then do the right thing to achieve what you want to achieve. The IT industry, with vast scope of constant innovation, present a numerous opportunity for us. As a niche, we want to focus on a certain niche. So I'm going to list those niche, and it is now left for you. I will list them, then I will explain them. Then it's now left for you to choose which one do you want to go with. Number one in that area is infrastructure and networking. Infrastructure and networking is one of the niches that is IT industry lies a lot. In infrastructure and networking, this includes areas such as network designs and implementation, server management, cloud computing, when it comes to cloud computing, I will still explain further when we get to the niche of cloud computing. Cloud computing, network security, and experts in this niche are specialized in building and maintaining some robust application and securing a network infrastructure, secure IT infrastructure for business, for small scale business, for individuals, and for government. And by doing that, of course, you know that most of these, when you are learning them, you are going to need Python. In fact, let me tell you a little bit about myself, because I'm supposed to say that before I even started, so that you know what you are about to start, how very important it is. Of course, I started in Nigeria as well. I read computer science, then moving to the United States, work a little bit. Then before I actually did what is called Java programming. So it was in the course of that Java programming, someone introduced me to Python. Then I now realized Python is even more, in the course of my research, I discovered that Python is more wider and more acceptable, more than any other programming language combined together. So, and if you look at it, it is widely accepted, and in all over the world, Python is growing exponentially every day, every month, every year. It's growing exponentially. If you Google it now, you're going to see that it rises almost above all the other programming languages. And there is not any industry or any software development or any areas of application that you are not going to see Python. So when I started mine, of course, when you do your interview, no matter where you're doing your interview, they will ask you, what experience do you have in programming language? And they are going to list it there. The first one they're going to list is Python programming, JavaScript, Java, and cool like that. But when it comes to Python programming, because you want to write some script, you want to write some application, and you want to do some other things, Python is very, very useful, and like I said, is more widely accepted. So in the course of my training as well, they're going to be asking me, when I'm doing the interview, they're going to ask me, where are you doing your interview? Where I'm working presently, they ask me, what is your level of experience in programming language? And it was listed. They listed Python, they listed JavaScript, and they list Bash programming, Bash script rather. So, and when you know Python, it is very easier for you to know all those small other ones. But Python is the main focus of their agenda, so that they know that you know Python. Once you know Python, if you don't know any other programming, Python is the focus. Then it will let them hire you and know that even if there's any other things that you want to do, you are in the line already. So that is why learning Python is very, very good, and you are in the right place. So like I said, number one, which I've already mentioned, infrastructure and networking. Number two is software development. Mr. Abdulmus was saying earlier about software development, which is another significant niche in the IT industry. Within this area, specific niche can include those mobile applications, because you can also break it down where you also want to specialize. You have mobile application, you have mobile application development, to be precise. You have web development, you have enterprise software solutions, specialized software for industries like healthcare, finance, technology, sport, IT, and to cap it all, when you are developing some applications, you want to ensure that what you understand is what you are putting out there. So when you are putting it, of course, most of the applications I've worked with in the course of my journey, they are based on Python development. They use Python as the basis of their development. So that is why software development as a niche heavily focus on Python. So again, you are in the right path. Number three is data analytics and business intelligence. When it comes to data analytics and business intelligence, is a niche that has to do with analytics of business and having gained some importance of data analysis. Professionals in this niche analyze and interpret some amount of data to extract some valuable insights for organizations. So you can use Python to analyze your data, to write some script to extract it, maybe to load, and that's what we call ETL. You extract, load, and transmit. You use Python to do all those things. So again, that is where Python is very, very important. When you learn Python, you open yourself to various doors. So where you can actually leverage to achieve your potentials. Number 4 is cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is the area that I'm so much passionate about, the way I work with Western Union. And I use Python a lot to write some scripts, to not only to write some script alone, you use it to program what you want to do, and you can use it a lot in your day-to-day activities. So when it comes to cybersecurity, with the rising threat of cyber attacks, cybersecurity has a very huge area where you can apply your Python experience. It's become a critical niche within IT industry. Experts in this area focuses and specializes in protecting computer systems, network, and data from unauthorized users or unauthorized access. They develop a strategy and implementing a kind of security measures and conduct risk assessment to safeguard organization, individuals, or government. So once you know Python, you are open to being specialized in cybersecurity as well. Number 5, I listed 10 of them. Number 5 is the artificial intelligence and machine learning, which is the area that Mr. Adomus is focused. So is a very good, he has already explained a lot on that area. So I just bring that forward as machine learning and artificial intelligence is also a growing niche where you can actually venture into once you know much about Python. Then another area, which is number 6, is cloud computing. When it comes to cloud computing, you'll be talking about AWS, the 3 major ones. You'll be talking about AWS, you'll be talking about Azure, and you'll be talking about Google Cloud. When it comes to AWS, which is the higher of them, in several areas where you are going to be applying your professionalism, of course, you are going to use Python in terms of when you are either in identity and access management, either in the storage area, in the server, because you use it day in, day out to do your work. So cloud computing is a very good niche that you can also focus on once you know what you are doing and you are proficient in Python programming. This is a very good niche that you can venture into, and with certain time, you are already doing well in that area.
Thank you very much.
And number 7 is, are you saying something, sir?
Yes, I begin to round off because of our time. Notice 45.
Yeah. I have just 2 to go. So number 7 is East and digital marketing, where you can also apply that using that is an area that you have another niche, digital product, search engine optimization, and social media marketing. Number 8 is project management. Project management is also another niche that you can venture into. Then number 9 is IT consulting and IT consulting and advisory services, where you can consult for IT industries and you can help them to develop and put their services out there. Then, and the last one I put there is the UI design. That's user experience designs, which is more or less like a niche as well, where you can create intuitive, user-friendly environment interface for digital products and services. Thank you all, everyone.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Eniola Onowale, for this beautiful presentation. And we also want to equally recognize the presence of one of our mentors on the platform, Dr. Kelani. We really appreciate your coming, sir. We are all listening to our two research persons. Actually, Mr. Suni, all the way from India, where I learned a Python program, web development, and my DevOps engineering. I sent a text message that it won't be available for this program just tonight. We want to appreciate Mr. Dr. Suni in his absentia. Without wasting our time to round it up, we have all listening to the two resource persons from Mr. Muiz Kelani and Mr. Eniola. They have both advised us and concluded that despite the fact that we have various niches in IT so overwhelming, we have both listened to the two of them that Python is very, very important. And that is why Infolab Technology Service has decided to come out to assist individuals who are interested in taking the niches in the IT to start with this Python program. Regardless of your background, regardless of your field, even if you have not touched computer in your life or you don't know copy and paste, the syllabus, oh,